when it's just you, well, times can be tough. When there's no one there to catch.
Hello and welcome back to another NSG gaming video. Today we're looking at the new desert map. It's finally here, it's on the test servers, and it is awesome. As you can see, there's still plenty of bugs to work out. You can see the rubber banding here, but this is the new practice area or pre-play area. It takes place at the prison, which is a place you actually can go to on the map. That's quite good for looting. We'll go through that a little bit later in the video, but this is where we're starting. As you can see, lots of new assets on screen, lots of new buildings. They really played with height in this video. But so today we'll be going through some of the new vehicles, some of the new guns just real quickly, but mostly focusing on all the new spots on the map. So as you can see here, this is the new jet ski. It's pretty cool. I like it. It's don't know why it's made of wood, but that's okay. It's also funny, it's glitched right now. It's always full of water, which doesn't give me much confidence, but it's fast. It's extremely zippy and turns on a dime. So even though you're really exposed, it's not too bad because you can dodge bullets. It does suck, it only carries 2, but hey, it's new and it's awesome. And yeah, I didn't get to really play around with it much. Didn't play too much on the coast. There's just so much more of the map that's not coast. But here's the new sawed-off shotgun. Does take the place of your secondary weapon, which is awesome. It doesn't fire quite as fast as the other double-barreled shotgun and reloads a little slower, but it's great to have as a backup. This is the new revolver. It's awesome. It's extremely powerful. And the other cool thing is it has a dropout cylinder, so reloading it is incredibly fast. But yeah, let's jump into some of the parts on the map. First place we're going is Lyonnaise. It's the big city right in this bottom center of the map right there. It is huge. As you'll see as we're dropping in, there is a lot of this town. Like I was saying, they've really played with the height on this map. This building that we're heading towards is, I think, I'd have to go count, but 12 stories tall. It is, you know, a rock. It's going to be an amazing place to snipe. Yeah, so here you can see I fell about the middle of the tower, so it's about 6th floor. As you can see, the other 5 stories are right below us, and I'm nowhere near the top. Just watch this. You know, I chuck a grenade just to show, like, we're already way up. Takes forever. And then I start exploring, and, well, as you can see, it still keeps going up and up and up. One thing to note, after playing a little while, those stairs are very dangerous, especially if there's people here and you're in a gunfight. It's very easy to be aiming down sights, trying to walk backwards, trying to stray for flank, and fall right off this building. And when you're at this top, you will die, of course. I mean, that's no surprise, but I had a lot of fun playing here on this building this weekend. Look at it. Those are 6-story buildings over there, and they look tiny. Those are 6 stories right there. They're tiny. So this is a huge height advantage. I think there's going to be some fun clips coming out from playing out there. But so this is the rest of town. These are those 6-story buildings. I just wanted to point this out because they're not fully accessible. There is a lot here. But the way that they do it is every other floor, as we'll see here, is actually inaccessible. There's no way in. So they're actually just like the old apartment buildings. They're 3 stories, some are 4, with a roof. And have about the same loot density as you would expect from the old apartment buildings. So not a bad place to drop. As you can see, the fire escapes, if you do drop on the roof, there is loot. You can't use them to get up, but you can use them to get down. So that's cool. Up next, we're going to be heading over to Benita. It's just north of Lyonnaise. And it's not the highest density of loot in the whole map, but it is really cool. As you saw as we were dropping in, this plane just plowed through the middle of the city. You can get into the wrecked buildings. It's a lot of fun. Lots of terrain to hide behind. Really fun firefights on this part of the map. Again, the loot was fine. It's tier 1, tier 2 stuff. It is a good place to drop and gear up and then head into the Las Leonas, the big city. But yeah, as you can see, look at this. Everything's just torn apart. The plane rips right through it. There's parts of the plane. While not my favorite place to drop, it looks really cool. It's really fun. So up next here, we're going to be looking at the prison and a little bit of this island. And it's a fun place too. It's a little far off the map, so it's really easy to get caught in the out of the circles. You see there, technical difficulties for the weekend, lots of lag, lots of drops, but the loot here, as you would imagine, is really great. It's all tier 2, tier 3 stuff. Good weapons right off the bat. But like I said, it's a little far out. It's really easy to get caught outside the circle. But luckily, as you head north towards the bridge, there are motorcycles primarily, but other vehicles, so it's not too hard to get out. Definitely had fun the few times I dropped here. As you can see, I have a Mini with an 8X that we'll be looking at here in a little bit. That's the new 8X. But yeah, again, they played with the height. These things, if the final circle is ever in this area, these towers are going to be awesome. Super well defended and easy to get lines of sight on almost the whole prison. So those are going to be really fun. So this is just north of the prison. This is the new motorcycle. I think it looks great. It's a lot of fun to drive. I wish I would have recorded the audio because it also sounds great. But be careful. The one with the sidecar is even more of a death trap than the last one. It's ridiculous. But I'm stopping here just to show you that these buildings all over the map are just cool. Like, this is a nice little cantina. It has slot machines in the corner. This map just feels like it has more life than the last one. That there were cities with tall buildings and places where whoever lived here actually hung out. I think the devs did a great job giving character to this whole map. And there's casinos and arenas and stockyards, and every place you go just feels unique. Over here, I'm going to show you, this is the new 8X scope that, if you didn't know, with the scrolling mouse wheel, you can zoom in and out. Never got a chance to use this in combat, but it was really cool. So that city over there, it's great. Nothing too crazy. Loot's good, but it's a great place to drop if you want to go to the prison. But up next, we're going to be heading to Monta Nuevo, the new mountain. And this is my favorite place. Right where the cursor is, my favorite place to drop on the entire map. I always find great loot here. Right off the bat, right there, 8X scope. I call it the Thunderdome. As you're dropping in, it is the arena. You can see it for a million miles as you're dropping in, and it is just, it's never let me down. It's also pretty easy to defend in the early game because you have these height advantage walls that you can scale and kind of just peek over and get some nice headshots. Again, this is my favorite, Monta Nuevo, and I'm going to butcher all these names, I'm sure. But it's just fun. It's a cool place. I would love to see a final circle in here. Maybe people dropping their guns and jumping in the pit and really, going at it barehanded. But like I said, there's just a bunch of cool stuff like this all over. And it makes this map feel more alive. And the combat on this map is different because depending on which city you're in, you have to make different tactical decisions. And outside the cities, which we're not covering in this, there's just huge rocky bluffs that you can get perfect sniper positions that, it's really hard for people to get you out of, and great lines of sight like up there on that bluff. Would be a very hard place for me if I was at this Thunderdome to challenge another player, and they would have the advantage. So it's just really cool. I'm having a lot of fun with this map. We'll be heading away here soon, but had to have some gameplay. Oh, actually, this is to show you there's a glitch right now where a bug where you can't put the 8X onto the M16A4, which sucks. It really sucks. I got that combination a lot and couldn't use it. So just be aware of that. That is a bug. I hope they fix it in the next patch. But up next, we're going to be heading to, let's see here. Terra Branca. This place is cool too. I wouldn't call it the most phenomenal looting place, but as you see as we drop in here, just like the Thunderdome, there's the big stockyard to the top right that has really cool loot as well, and is a really fun place to go to. The loot's good. It's, again, like the Thunderdome. I find a lot of really good stuff here. It's without the huge pit in the middle. It's almost just a clone of the asset. As you can see, Scar right off the bat. And every time I came here, I got pretty comparable loot. Haven't found much tier 3 stuff. No backpacks, helmets, or vests, but still a great place to drop. But yeah, so as you can see, so this city has some nice big farm warehouses, which are good to drop into because they're big and open, and you can run through them real fast, get looted up before your first engagement. But look at this, there's a cow on that billboard, and farming equipment, and out in the fields there's big sprinkler arrays. You can tell this was a farming town. This was a place where they raised cattle, and that's just cool to me that, like I've said many times in this video, that every place you go has its own character. You can pick your favorite city and actually have some identity with it. But up next, we're heading to Cruz de Vale. It's this one I've been to a few times. Never has blown my mind as far as a bigger city for loot, but it's not horrible. It's your normal town. You're gonna find random. It could be tier 1, it could be tier 3. It's pretty well positioned on the map as far as kind of being in a central location, so it's a pretty good place to drop. But I thought this was cool too. The church just has a lot of detail, like the scroll work above the doors, and this courtyard's really cool. Looks like a really fun place for a final circle. Again, I think there will be some iconic clips on YouTube from players like Shroud and Wacky Jackie and all these people who can use this to just have incredibly cool clutch videos. Hopefully someday I'll be that good, but that's the purpose of the channel. And yeah, I'm just having a blast with this place. Now we're heading to Tora Hamada. The loot here is good. It's by military base, so you can loot both kind of in the same run, but it is way out by the border wall, and it's rarely kind to you in the sense of the circle. I don't think I've ever dropped here and had a circle land with me in it. I do recommend it if you're looking for a place where people, unless the plane's right overhead, don't drop as much. You can wait on the plane if it's heading from south to north. And I really like these water towers. They generally have pretty good loot. There's like 2 or 3 loot spots on each one, but as long as you don't jump, like actually hit the jump key and you just drop off the edge, you actually don't get hurt. So you can kind of run in this really nice straight line and pick up a lot of stuff real fast. And they're also pretty defensible. I do think if someone was down on the ground challenging you, the fact that you could crouch and have that little dome shape to protect yourself, that it makes it a little easier. So here you go. If you actually jump, I think this is the one where I do. If you actually jump, you get hurt just a little bit. So it's not too bad, but this place is cool too. Very industrial. A lot of the town is like this. Of course, there's your regular buildings, but I just think it's cool that you could tell this was an old oil town or water town with all these big things to store oil and water in, and it's just cool. This map is just cool. You're gonna hear me say that probably 1,000 more times in this video, but it's just cool. So up next, we're heading to Impala. It's probably my favorite place near the coast if you have to land near the coast. It's a nice city close to the water, so if you do have to peace out, you can go find a jet ski or a boat. But there is, look at it, it's just a dense city with almost every building being 2 or 3 stories. So the density of loot here is great. It's a pretty city. The churches is a recurring theme from all over. But yeah, not a bad place to drop if you're trying to play the coast. Also, I just think it's pretty. It's a very cool looking town, and easy to defend, fun to play. So up next, we're heading to El Azara. Again, I'm going to butcher these names, but this one, well placed as far as the map goes, but nothing particularly crazy as far as loot. It is nice. There are some big open warehouses, so it's a place to loot fast. And it's not bad. I mean, of course, it's like any city. You're going to find good loot. There's going to be players around with you. But with the amount of walls and different kind of, you know, assets and textures on the map, it's pretty easy. There's a kill with the new sawed-off. It is very powerful up close, but if you whiff, you will get punished for it. But yeah, so again, there's the lag from the weekend servers, but it's a lot of open buildings, really easy to loot fast. Would recommend it if you're trying to play in the middle of the circle. It's great for that. Or not the circle, the map, rather. It's great for that. It's a good place to drop and get looted up real fast. This last little bit is in here. I didn't go to San Martin or any of the other ones. Just didn't have time to get there this weekend. But these little holes, the water collection over there, and the things in the middle are just loot gold mines. This place, every time I drop here, it got more and more crowded every time because people were realizing there is high level gear, and once you're down in here looting, it's really hard for people to challenge you. It's easy to escape, flank them, duck around, crouch under those bridges or whatever they are in the middle of these, and it's just easy to get cover. I have a blast. I love dropping here and challenging my way out. I don't care if 20 people drop with me. I have a chance because of the map and this area, the way it's designed, to actually have a chance to get out. And it's real fun. I have a good time with this place and would highly recommend you check it out. Wacky Jackie actually had a whole video on the best route to run, and I'll leave that in the descriptions. But yeah, other than that, well, thank you guys so much for checking out this video. If you liked it, as always, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment and a like, and let me know if you want to see more of these. I can hit the last few towns or any cool places you guys can think of. But other than that, I'm going to let the gameplay kind of just roll out. This was a nice little triple kill I had, and expect to see a lot more, especially of this map, as soon as it drops. It's fun. I think a lot of the pros are going to be playing on it and having a really good time. And yeah, thanks again. Please support me on Twitch if you can. Someday maybe I'll have a Patreon. I'll let you guys all stay updated with that. But yeah, enjoy your day, and remember, just because we're not pro yet doesn't mean we won't be. Peace.
When it's just you, well, times can be tough.